You know them movies from your childhood that would make you really, really scared? Sleep with a blanket over your head. You know, you could barely get any sleep. Yeah, I'm gonna do a top 10 version of those movies from my childhood. And please, leave a comment about the top 10 scariest movies you know. Without no further ado, let's get into it. Number 10, Insidious. What can I say about this film? I was 16 years old when this film came out, and it had me and my older brother terrified. The way the shadow guy would just stand there and lurk over the kid's body, it was terrifying. This movie is a great watch, and I would recommend it to any horror fans out there. Number 9, Room 1408. Now, this film is the reason why, still to this day, I cannot listen to that song, We Only Just Begun, because of this movie. It terrified me. Everything about this movie is terrifying. The one scene in particular is when he's trying to get the attention of the guy across the street just to learn, it's himself. So yeah, not trying to spoil it. Give this movie a watch. It's really good. I mean, nothing else to say. Number 8. Cabin in the Woods. This is one of the more better scary movies on my list, not just because of how scary this movie can be, more for the plot. It's a really good movie. If you have not seen it, I would recommend you watch it immediately. If you already seen it, it's a great rewatch movie. So by all means, please give it a watch and let me know. The Descent. This movie is truly one of the scariest movies on my list by far. I remember being 12 when this movie came out, watching it with my family, being terrified, and always thinking that I didn't want no smoke with no caves. And if I ever did do anything crazy, adventurous, people would know about it. And I would have more than, enough. I don't know. This movie scared me. It was one of the more scariest movies I have ever seen. It terrified me. It kind of traumatized me as a 12-year-old. Please, it's a great watch. I just don't recommend you watch it alone. Friday the 13th, Part 4. There's really not much to say about Jason that you guys really don't know about. Other than he's on this list because he's my favorite slasher. He's one of my favorite fictional horror characters. I love Jason. I love playing the video game Friday 13th. My favorite Friday 13th would have to be Part 4 and Part 5. But honestly, they're all really good. I would say Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, Part 5 are like the best ones though. So please give them a watch and let me know in the comments. Number 6, It Follows. This movie is simply one of the better horror movies of the 21st century. It's one of the scariest movies on my list. That's why I have it on here. I don't really want to give up any spoilers. This movie's plot is very different. This movie's really scary. By all means, please give it a watch if you have not seen it, and let me know in the comments if you liked it or not. Number 4, Last House on the Left, 1972. Say, for some of the more sensitive horror fans out there, you should watch this movie with some caution. It's like watching an actual crime unfold. It's like really watching one of criminally listed videos, like in a movie form. This movie's really good. It's really one of the better vintage movies. It came out in 1972. It's a lot better than the 2004 or 5 one that came out. I would highly recommend this movie. Like I said, watch with caution. But please let me know if you enjoy it. Number 3, Strangers. Talk about a movie that will give you no sleep. This movie will leave you with chills down your spine. It will leave you not being able to turn up lights. You will be looking at every corner, everything at the side of your eye. It will leave you with anxiety that you never knew you had. This movie is a highly recommended movie. I would not recommend you watching it alone and in the dark. That's a challenge. If you can get through that, you're tough. But by all means, this is a great horror movie for horror fans. Let me know in the comments if you watch it and if you enjoyed it. Number 2, Blair Witch Project. Movie came out when I was the age of 5. I didn't really get to watch it around that time period, but I do remember watching this movie at the age of 16. And I do remember at the time I thought this movie wasn't all that scary until I did watch it. And man, how I was wrong and how I regretted my decision to watch it alone in the dark in my room. This movie had me terrified. It had me stunned to move. It had me scared to look outside my window at night. I don't want to give too much of the plot of this movie, but it's really, really great. I mean, to be a horror fan, you have to see this movie. It's the first of its kind of the found footage. Please watch it and let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. Number 1, Paranormal Activity. This movie still gives me nightmares here and there today. This movie was one of the scariest movies ever when it first came out. I remember that the fact that it was seemingly supposed to be a real found footage, which made it even more scarier. I remember watching it with my brother. We couldn't go nowhere without each other for like a good week. This movie still gives me nightmares. It still traumatized me. It's a highly recommended watch movie. I would not watch it alone, nor in the dark by myself. But if you have not seen it, for those who have not, please watch this. You will do yourself a justice. And hello, if you made it to the ending, I really do applaud you and thank you for hearing my list of the top scariest movies in my childhood. By all means, if you liked it, please like it and subscribe. That will do a very, very big justice for me. I'm currently recording on the phone, so the more likes and subscribes I get will help my channel grow, and I'll be able to, make better content. So, nothing more to say. Thank you. I do appreciate your view, and please subscribe for more.